Welcome to the Sawblade 666 YouTube channel. I'm Daniel Sawblade.
And I'm Cartoon Ryan.
Today we're going to talk about Death Dealer, written by Glenn Danzig and illustrated by Simon Bisley.
And it is just brutal. brutal. Let's do it.
All right. Death Dealer by Glenn Danzig and Simon Bisley, based on the Frazetta,
the original painting, yeah,
character. Verotik was Glenn's company, comic publishing company. You got a cover price here of $5.95.
Good God!
And I'll tell you what, 1995, which is 30 years ago, is expensive. And I got a little anecdote or story to go with this. I bought this when it came out. This is not my copy from back then. I went back and looked for this thing because I've been missing it. But I coughed up my $6. I'm 20 years old. In 1995, I was excited about this. I was ready for. I was already a huge Simon Bisley fan, and I was already a big Glenn Danzig fan. You know, so I was excited about all this, and of course, I love Frazetta. I was like, man, what a killer combination this all is. So I get this thing, and I get home. I think I flipped through it in a store briefly. I was like, it's mine. Taking it home. I get home, and I open it up, and the pages fall out. This binding, and it's kind of trying to do it on this copy. This cheesy, like, I don't know how, you know.
Looks like it was probably cheaply put together.
Just this cheaply glued kind of binding instead of a normal stapled comic for some reason. There's just this flat edge binding on this that's just not done very well. It can be done, but it just was not done well with this release. There's another story related to this. I went to a Glenn Danzig signing the same year, and it was either before or after this book. I don't know. I think I was taking records to get signed.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't sign my Misfit stuff and whatever else I had. But he did sign the other shit that was Danzig. I think Sam Hayen related.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you had to pay for the signature. And again, this is 30 years ago, so that was the first time I'd ever heard. I know that's a common thing now.
Oh, yeah.
But 30 years ago, that was not. If you went to a signing back then, it could be at a record store. It could be at a comic shop. They're not gonna charge you for the signature, right? Well, this was at Third Planet, which is a comic store here in our town, here in Houston. And I had a friend of mine with me, and we were standing outside, and as the line was progressing to the front of the door, we walk through, we hear like a cash register going off, like multiple times.
Yeah.
I looked over at my friend and like, what's going on? What are they doing? Like, she was like, well, were those like charging to get in or something? Or I don't know. Well, they were, because to get in, you had to buy a book like this type of book. And I don't remember what the comic was. It was like some Verotik special. I don't know. But you had to buy the book. It was $14.95. this book, not this one, but the one that you had to buy at the signing to get in. So I bought the damn book. I luckily I had, I'm 20 years old. I don't even think I was working at the time, but I had $20 in my pocket. So I buy the book. I go through the line. He doesn't sign the shit. Well, half the shit that I brought. I think I got him to sign the shitty book that I bought or whatever it was. That book fell apart too.
That makes sense.
So anyway,
Don't shock me at all.
on to this book here. So it's based on the Frank Frazetta character, and here we got a little taste of what's inside, but black and white. I would have liked this book better if it was just all black and white, because the coloring in this book, although it's not my favorite, it's not the worst. This is early digital coloring.
Yeah.
The drawing is so good in this book that it almost doesn't matter. I'm surprised that this, I mean, in one aspect, I'm not surprised that this isn't talked about enough, because when you think of Bisley's work, you think of what? You think of, Judge Dredd, Gotham stuff. You know the Judge Dredd Batman crossover. You think of his painted stuff like Slain, or any of the other 2000 AD shit he did, or Lobo was drawn too, but it was a little different.
But this isn't the typical colors you see on his type of work.
No,
at all.
not. It's not. But again, it didn't bother me. Mm-hmm. I think in other areas it probably would. But again, the drawing is so strong. And I don't know what some people, Bisley fans, would think. Like, oh man, I just like his painted stuff better, or such and such book is way more classic than this. I get it. But I still love this stuff so much. Like this right here, this could be Conan.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
So anyway, this is like an origin story. There's not too much meat to this story to sink your claws in, which is okay. But my biggest gripe with it is the commentary, or the narration, Glenn's writing. Because it could have just been a wordless comic, because cleaving bone from muscle. Well, no shit, we see that clearly.
Yeah.
Every panel has to have like
a description
of what's going on.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't think it's necessary.
Nah.
Again, this comic could have been wordless.
At least on these portions right here, where there's no dialogue.
One after another they came and fell. Well, again, no shit, we see that. But besides all that, I want to focus on just how killer Bisley is at page composition. Even though this is a splash page, just the power behind just the page layout, the movement.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he's got his foot on this guy, pushing down, and he's like almost climbing up to swing this axe all the way around into this dude's back. They're using the blood to... This is something I don't like, but it's almost like partially his hand mixed with the digital aspect of things, but it still gets the point across. But the movement, this circular movement of this blood going up and then these arrows pointing back down to the action. Mm-hmm. And his anatomy, his hands, just the arm, just the whole pose of this body, it's so exaggerated, but at the same time it looks like it could happen, Mm-hmm. I just was floored when I first saw this. So he goes through and just, he's a fighting machine, right? So this, entity or whatever it is notices that and draws him to this castle or dungeon type place where this Death Dealer gear is.
Yeah, that's incredible right there.
This could be like a Frazetta painting.
That'd be a badass poster.
You know, we were just talking about this before we started filming. You know, how and Frazetta signed off on this is beyond us, because he's real picky about things, and I know he didn't like this style. You know, he kind of indirectly in interviews talked about people drawing way too distorted. And I don't know, maybe the money was there, or...
In my opinion, though, on this, Bisley isn't I don't know if he's toned it down, but it's a different... I don't know, man. It's not over-exaggerated like some of the stuff he does. In my opinion, it's you can tell it's his work, but
it's a little different.
It's different. It's not the typical jacked up like vein on muscles and just over the top violence. I mean, there's violence in it.
I think he put a lot of care into this because you know, he's such a Frazetta fan.
You could tell he tried to pay tribute to it as best he could. Yeah, but that's incredible right there. That's just.
I'm wondering
outstanding.
I'm wondering why too they chose to have. Not that I'm complaining, because I do like his scratchy ink style too.
Yeah,
pen and ink style. But I'm wondering why they didn't have him paint it like Slain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because that would have really, you know, his painted style.
And that's what I think they should have done, was had him paint this. Yeah. Unless he was on a time crunch and
that might have been it.
Yeah,
maybe the painting.
He's probably like, "Look, mate, I'll just draw this for you and figure the rest out." You know, that crazy accent he has.
Okay, and something else, kind of somewhat related, because I'm seeing it right now, and I gotta get a gripe off my chest right now, and this is something that's been bothering me for 30 fucking years. So I'm gonna say it right now, not to get negative, but I have to say something. I'm tired of glossy pages. I hate it. It looks like a mirror. You can look and see yourself in there.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
When this started happening in modern comics with the digital coloring, I kind of checked out. I kind of went back to newsprint, man. You know, just collect old stuff. But because this really, it just bugs me, man. I don't know why they do it. People prefer it nowadays. I get it, or something. I don't know,
it's just the way it went, man.
It's just hard to read, you know. But anyway,
that's a great shot right there.
The helmet,
close up of that helmet, man.
So this demonic entity or whatever it is draws him closer and closer. The idea that with Death Dealer is like he's kind of like a Grim Reaper for warriors. Like he collects these souls on
kind
the
of bounties, you know,
on the battlefield, you know, and they're like souls of fallen warriors that he collects. But anyway, this dude he gets drawn to this room with the stuff in here, and then like the saber tooth jumps at him and you know, wrestles him. Here's something that's interesting to me, and I think is the Glenn Danzig element, which I think is cool. But it's also a very 90s thing, in that, okay, there's like this, what's the word I'm looking at? Symbiotic, like life form thing underneath the helmet that explains how the helmet fuses to this warrior's body.
It's the whole Venom Spider-Man
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So it's pouring out of this helmet, and
it's consuming him.
Well, not yet. He's fighting the saber tooth, which, by the way, it's in silhouette the whole time.
Yeah, just about. Yeah,
but it works because look at the action.
Yeah,
of that looks like what a cat would do, right?
Oh yeah,
but he cleverly puts that in silhouette
because the character's the focal point too.
But look at the action.
Yeah.
That body is really flipping.
And it's really cool because you see that transition of him doing the front flip. He's starting out with it and he's finishing it off. He's somersaulting basically.
And dude, again, as exaggerated as he draws, they're still accurate. Like look, those back muscles, the back of the leg muscles, whatever I don't know the names of all the muscles, but the back of that arm looks accurate. It all looks accurate. It works.
Yeah.
But anyway, so violence is craziness. He chops that cat's head in half. There's like top part of the cat, and then so it's grabbing hold of him here.
Yeah.
The tentacles and stuff are sucking him in, and then this is the cool part. Look. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but
zoomed in all the way.
His eyeballs popping out from from the tentacles going in his skull.
Yeah, he's basically one with it now.
Yeah, now like fused to his face, and he's wearing it, and he becomes a death dealer. And
I wonder what Frazetta thought about all this, like the story and all that.
Again, I don't know if my guess is that he obviously was cool enough with it that he let it happen, right?
Yeah.
But maybe it was a thing. Was like, man, I'm just gonna
turn my head the other way.
It's kind of like me when I have to draw something I'm not really into for money.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of the same thing, maybe.
Yeah.
But by then he didn't need money, dude.
He was pretty much.
I think it was a buddy. They were just buddies. He let him do it. I don't know. I don't know all the details. I'm sure it wasn't cheap.
There's no way.
But dude, this is so classic 80s.
Yeah.
Airbrush on the side of a van, 1970s pinball machine art. Mm-hmm. It's everything I love, man, about fantasy art. Look how powerful that is.
Yeah, it's badass.
Dynamic. Man. I mean, it's just so crazed. I think in this aspect, or this particular page, the coloring is working for me. At least the color scheme.
Yeah.
I like that mint green with the oranges and the purples. Yeah. That's really cool. Dude, this is so brutal.
That's awesome.
Again, I think that this might be a mix of Bisley's hand and digital because it looks kind of repeated up in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not digging that. I like the idea of it, though.
Yeah.
That white space with all the blood flying around, but I just feel like
it's
a little cheesy right here.
The splatter doesn't look like actual splatter like it would if he was doing that because it looks like it was just dripped on there instead of spray. I would have sprayed it with a brush or something to make that mist and, it just looks like right in there.
Well, it looks digitally done.
Yeah, it might be.
This looks kind of digital in some places.
Yeah.
But I like the action of it.
Yeah.
The action is great.
I don't hate it, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
But again, the way this is drawn says it to me. Yeah. And I love, he's got his foot propped up on that dude's face.
So brutal.
He's grabbing this guy by the neck and
just pure carnage.
Swung his axe back and got that dude's, head flying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really good.
Oh, that's great.
Again, the poses.
Yeah.
It's so hard to draw movement while someone's holding a weapon, to me anyway, to get that weight and just the physics of it. It looks really like,
Well, it's one of the most challenging things about comics is to put the art out to tell the story. You can write a story, but to have images that convey what's being written is amazing.
I love this part where this is something really Bisley's so good at. Like, look, he chopped that shield in half, and the dude's hand behind it is flying away.
Oh, that's great.
You lop this head off here.
Dude, look at what this isn't. This
Yeah, I
is
was showing you this
crazy, man.
earlier, like
Yeah.
the horse flying, jumping over
Yeah.
this mob of people, and these,
Just putting
Nailed that
laying
guy.
that axe into him.
yeah,
Brutal, right in the neck.
yeah. He's so
Helmets
good at.
flying off. That's so cool.
He's so good with movement and action.
He is. Completely. Oh, man.
Boom.
Oh. That's the end of that, dude. Look at the arms, man. And then that angle.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's done so well.
So this guy keeps kicking ass and taking names, and they try to capture him, but he ends up killing the executioner. I thought that was cool. And Danzig keeps writing what exactly you're seeing in the panels. This is really cool. This purple with this green against it for the lighting. I thought that was
That's really
good.
cool, man. Good use of colors, even though it's digital.
Yeah, it's not bad digital.
No.
It just I think when it came out it annoyed me more than it does now.
Yeah.
But I think this would have worked better as a black and white comic. Personally.
Either black and white or just if Bisley could have painted it. I think it would have changed it up. It would have gave it a different feel.
I love this drawing.
Yeah, that's badass.
It's such a cool pose.
Yeah.
So he fights some demons for a bit, few panels. He just randomly starts fighting demons out of nowhere.
Is it me or is his skin tone changing color too?
A little bit here and there.
Yeah, as a thing consumes them, I guess is.
I don't know if the camera can pick this up because these pages are so fucking shiny, but this is so cool.
Yeah.
This pose here.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
Yeah,
man.
that's a power pose.
How do you come up with that? That
sure
pose.
Yeah. A lot of modeling, I'm sure. Sure he had to have somebody pose for him or something.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah.
But the tension of these muscles looks correct, like, because of the movement.
Compared to his other stuff, like I said before, it just seems a little slightly toned down.
You think so?
It just, I don't know, man.
I think he's trying to pay homage to this character.
That's what I'm saying.
He's really trying to keep the
stick to the source material, He's really trying to stick to
it's
that.
still exaggerated compared to Frazetta.
Oh, yeah, but all the way. But I'm saying compared to what he does with you look at the Ninja Turtle story.
But look at this, okay? We have this.
Yeah.
It looks gray. Well, it is gray here, but
Yeah.
it's lighter on the screen.
Yeah.
But this is your black and white line art compared to that.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like this better. But so he kicks so much ass that he deserves a throne to chill on, and these kind of demon, minus his
You're
titties,
fine,
witch demon girls greet him, and he does. He kicks one's ass because he's not sure if they're trying to harm him.
Yeah.
But he finds out they're just like worshippers. So,
they're like concubines.
so
or
they
whatever.
get him to chill on his throne because he's been battling
Yeah.
so much, and they're that's such a wicked looking.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Cool.
Man. Chilling on the
piece.
throne, man.
And then he finds his horse. His horse is like a demon,
Yeah.
and so he gets on his horse and
There it is.
rides off to the next battle. So
Yeah.
very basic story. I would have enjoyed it better without the commentary. There you go. There's the man himself.
On his motorcycle.
The two men, that guy and that guy.
Yeah.
Amazing artists. What a book, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it didn't fall apart.
No, that's later.
It falls apart later. Yeah.
It'll fall apart later. The more you read it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah, and if you like what you saw, let us know. Hit that like button and subscribe.
See you on the next one.
Yep, later.